Stations, we're coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds, stations. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network. On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, live from Mi Cocina. Welcome to the Rice Owls Coaches Show. Mi Cocina, serving undeniably authentic Tex-Mex. The Rice Owls Coaches Show is brought to you by The Parking Spot. The Parking Spot. We have airport parking covered. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716. Lighting up Rice University and Houston for over 100 years. Now, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back here at Mi Cocina, all you clappers, you. We very much appreciate it here. It's the Rice Owls Coaches Show. Interim head coach Pete Alamar will come up in just a short bit after my intro to set the scene. 4410 Westheimer. It is a great spot. And how about those Owls taking down those midshipmen? I said it a few times during the game, so this is not talking behind anyone's back, but like beating the nation's finest, especially in an historic game like that had that could fill a whole season's worth of shows there. We talk to the safeties tonight. We have Owls Peyton Stevenson on the extravaganza and Tyson Flowers. Guys, you ready? No, not yet. See, that's the quick jump that Tyson has. He was off the ball. He was ready to come up here and don the headset. But we also have defensive coordinator and safeties boss Brian Smith. B-Money is on the extravaganza. What a job that coach's defense did. A bit of a kind of a breaking of the tees here to spoil things in a good way. That defense held Navy to a season-low 10 points, season-low 120 rushing yards, and just 260 total yards. And then what Alan was telling me, they said it was the second longest delay when you add up the many delays in college football history. So many things to talk about that coming up in a little bit as we talk some Owls ball here at Mi Cocina. Great, vibrant flavors, warm hospitality, authentic Tex-Mex. I was talking to Armando just a little bit ago. They have the Skinny Mambos, Mama's Chicken Tacos. I went and did it. I did it. I did not get to wear a T-shirt. I don't think my name goes on the wall or anything, but I did the Cocina Changa, and it was as advertised. But Mi Cocina, a fusion of generations of family Tex-Mex recipes, not just a restaurant, a celebration of tradition, community, and culinary excellence. We got some Rice news. You probably knew, but just as a reminder, 8 o'clock kick on ESPN2, Friday at Memphis. You may think it is Monday today, but it's not. It is Tuesday because it's a game week. So Tuesday on that calendar, but no, the game is on Friday at Memphis. We'll have it on the same audio channels, the Rice Owls Gameday app, the Varsity Network app, riceowls.com. First time in Memphis. We're thinking 2013. No? Yeah. Remember that one well. A little bit cold, a little bit rainy. I guess we had the bowl game later on, but the first time against Memphis in quite some time. some good Rice news coming today as well. Dean Connors named AAC honorable mention in weekly awards, that 105-yard performance, 2 TDs. Other Rice sports news, how about those Rice women? As we speak, tipping off the season down to the minute. Taking on South Dakota State. They got their rings a little bit ago from last year's conference title run. So happy to have Jordan Smith on the call for every game this season. And Rice Soccer is 4 seed, the 4 seed in the conference tournament. And they beat UAB 2-0 this afternoon in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Sophie Zhang and Jules Johnston, second-half goals. And Rice will move on in that conference tournament. Let's get things going. Coming up next, we'll talk to Coach Alamar and that Owls' big win against Navy here. It is the Rice Owls Coaches Show live from Mi Cocina from Learfield.
Shoppers has the right John Deere equipment for you. If you're looking for a tractor, gator, or lawnmower, let the experts at Shoppers give you the right answers to your John Deere questions. Shoppers makes buying a piece of John Deere equipment easy with our online Build It, Price It, Own It tool. You can add attachments specific to your needs or check out our ready-to-go John Deere tractor packages. See all that Shoppers has to offer by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. Shoppers, your John Deere tractor experts and proud sponsors of Rice Owl Athletics.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The parking spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Owl fans know where to stay when they come to Houston. Courtyard by Marriott, Rice University is the preferred choice, whether cheering on Coach Bloomgren and the team or kicking off their Rice experience during O Week. Just minutes from Rice Village and only 3 miles to campus, we provide the right mix of convenience and accessibility. When you're hungry, stop by the bistro for either breakfast or evening options. Cheer for the Owls by raising a glass in the lounge and unwind with your favorite beverage. Call 713-661-5669 to make a reservation, and be sure to ask for the Rice University rate. We look forward to welcoming you.
You ready for the big game? Fuel up for game day at Salad and Go. Whether you're tailgating, playing in the game, or cheering from home, make sure you've got your game day greens. From fresh salads to hearty wraps and refreshing drinks, Salad and Go has what you need to fill up and feel great. Score big with game day greens from Salad and Go. It's just what you need to win the day. Find a drive-thru near you at saladandgo.com or order online at saladandgo.com.
Highlighting the Owls on the gridiron. Welcome back to the Rice Owls Coaches Show.
Yes. Welcome back here, our Rice Owls Coaches Show. Stay tuned in a little bit. We have Owls safeties, Tyson Flowers and Peyton Stevenson joining us on the show. But right now, interim head coach of our blue and gray, Pete Alamar. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, quite a busy first week, huh?
A busy first week, no doubt. Just what a great way to end that first week. You started this thing off by saying, how about those Owls? I'm right with you. How about those Owls?
Yeah.
Can't say enough about how our players took on the challenge of this week. A tough week this past week. Our staff, same thing. Everybody just coming together and working hard. And then, like you mentioned, a rain delay. Just a little one, 5 hours and 6 minutes, nothing big. We didn't prepare for that, but I'll tell you what, so proud of how everybody stayed focused and stayed on point with what the mission was that night and what we wanted to get done. And those guys did a great job. I thought the energy stayed high. I thought we came out of the gate quick, and had a really good first quarter. We came out of that timeout and they wanted to, out of the one break, and they tried to test our eye discipline on defense and go play action and go over the top deep, and we get an interception there, and then the offense drives it down, and we're at the 5-yard line, and it's time for another hour and a half off and wait for a little bit, but then came out of the locker room again, first play, bang, touchdown, and then to have a 14-0 lead in the first quarter, that was one that was important to us, was to start fast, and I thought the guys did a great job of doing that, and then staying strong to the end. Mm-hmm. And
two-part question. Were you expecting the 2 Powerade baths, and how glorious did that feel in a good cold way?
The answer to part one is absolutely did not expect. so into just that moment, right? Playing that game and winning that game. And then the first one, that got my attention. And then the second one definitely got my attention. Now, it was really cool. I appreciated that. You know, I don't know if for those of you on Instagram, if you look it up, you get to see my dance moves or lack of dance moves. I had told the guys during one of the breaks, they were dancing in the locker room, kind of jumped in the middle with them, jumped out, and I said, hey, you want to see me do it again? Let's go win this thing. And so I owed him a dance, and I'll have to do a little practice here, if we get a chance to do it again, which I surely hope we do. I'll do it again.
So no dance instructions. You already had the dancing down. It was just doing it in front of the guys, right?
Yeah, no, actually, to be honest with you, you know, I stole a few moves from my graduate assistant. He's always out there dancing on the field, so I'm always watching him. And Dorian helped me out. Big shout out to Dorian on that. Didn't know he was helping me, but he did.
Yeah, we talked to some of the players, and Jason talked to you after the game about handling those delays. But for this audience, what was the big key to keep the guys loose? Because that wasn't in the game plan, boss. Like, how do you keep the guys loose? And then, oh, yeah, you have to play a very physical, hard sport after all that.
Well, just first off, early on, it was about just coming off the field, relaxing. You know, just told the guys to relax, lay down, but don't lose your focus. You know, stay loose, stay focused. As this thing got longer, then it was all hands on deck between our strength staff, our ops staff, and now you're trying to, you know, you had a pregame meal. It was at 11 o'clock, and all of a sudden, you know, these guys haven't eaten in a while, and now you're trying to make sure they stay hydrated, and you're trying to make sure they get some food in them. And shout out to our strength staff, our ops guys. I mean, everybody just jumping in and trying to help these guys and make sure our players were nourished, were hydrated. And then, you know, I thought, again, the guys did a great job in the locker room of staying loose. And then it was time, as we got close, then, you know, that's when everybody knew it was coming. And we did a great job. We had a short warm-up and then had to get out and play. And, you know, obviously the players in the locker room, the leadership in the locker room is big, right? If you've got great leadership, then you expect your team to handle things like this. And I thought that was evident, that we had good leadership in the locker room, and we came out and came out fast.
Many things positive coming out of that one, of course, the win being the most important. But Dean Connors goes over 100 yards, his third game over the century mark. How big was that? I mean, you ask in the second quarter, you might not see that, but he got a large chunk of that in that game-clinching drive. What was it about that drive? And Dean, big players make big plays, that really cinched it for you.
Well, I think one of the things you look at, you know, as we've talked as a team on our keys to victory, things that were important for the offense, things that were important for the defense, things that were important in special teams. You know, one of the things on offense was establish a consistent run, show that we can run the football. And, you know, like you said, Dean started off a little bit slow, you know, and then, you know, I think one of those things, the product of a drive late in the game where all of a sudden you're able to run the football, is all those early runs that might have been 2 or 3 yards that now become 5, 6, or 8, because your guys are just continuing to work, continuing to pound, continuing to impose their will on their opponent, and pretty soon there's a little bit bigger crack, and now you get a little bigger chunk. And you know, I thought Dean did an awesome job of just knowing the moment and stepping up, and then the O-line up in front of him, tight ends, all those guys. Fullbacks in the game. I thought Coach Tui and his staff did a great job coming up with a great game plan. And then, you know, kudos to the offense for going out and executing that and attaining one of those keys to victory for us, which was, you know, establish a run game.
And E.J. Warner came out very aggressive early. I know that was probably part of the game plan, but what did you like? I mean, had the week off, so to speak, and not playing against UConn, but what did you all like about EJ's game and really set the tone early? That was I mean, you knew that was there, but it seemed to be had some extra pep in a step, if that's the right term.
Well, I think, you know, you look at what EJ did. You know, one, a year ago he had had a really good game against Navy, So I think he came in feeling good about playing who he was going to play. But while he didn't, his mental preparation is one of the great strengths that he has. So while maybe he didn't get the number of physical reps, he was very prepared to go into the game. Coach Tuiasosopo did a great job of getting him prepared. And, just to see him come in and do what he does, and be a leader, we talk about trying to make our layups, man, take the ones that are there, get those. Let's make the layups, and then let's try to find explosives. And, one of our keys to victory on the offensive side was let's try to find some explosive plays, some bigger runs, some bigger passes. And then on defense, it was about limit explosives, make Navy earn it. And, those guys, and I know we'll talk more about the defense, but what a great job they did of making those guys earn absolutely every yard they got.
Yeah, perfect segue. I was going to ask with Coach Smith and some of the safeties here tonight. That had to have, I want to answer the question for you, but make this transition smooth when you can count so much on the defense and what Coach Smith has built here. And Navy had season lows, what was it, points, rushing yards, total yards.
Yeah.
Just how they set that tone with Tyson's pick, but then after that, they were chasing you the whole night, but a lot of that was because of the D. What did you think about them?
No question. So proud of those guys. The big challenge, one of the things, again, is we talk about like keys to victory. One of the things we talked about was having great eye discipline. And, one of the challenges of a defense is when you're playing an option team, you don't see option football all year long. And now you've got to be your eye discipline's got to be perfect because they really, you look at their number of explosive plays, and explosive plays typically happen when somebody's eyes are in the wrong spot or they're trying to see too much. And, Coach Smith, his staff did a great job, had a great game plan. And the players just went out and executed it, and so proud of those guys. And we asked them to help us. One of our goals again was win the third down battle. We were 50% on third down, and they were 28.5%. And so when you look at the numbers and what we determined as a staff and as a football team, what was important to us, what were the keys to us being able to win that game. When you look at those things the boxes we were able to check, there's a reason why we were able to do what we did, and the defense more than responded to the challenge of the week, to the challenge of the day, and this is a team that this defense, I didn't even realize this till somebody told me, but 4 out of the last 5 games they've shut out their opponent in the first quarter, which gives you an opportunity to get off to a fast start, and so again they do it again, and now we respond offensively. And get that done, and so that was what we needed, and they provided it all game long. And you even look at the one field goal that they get in the fourth quarter. They think about this now. That just as this game's going on into the second half, they drive the ball down the field. Defense gets a stop on the 20. Offense takes the ball, drives the ball down the field, scores. Really, what's that last touchdown? Okay, Navy gets the ball. They've got to drive down the length. They're trying to drive the length of the field. They need points. Our defense takes 8 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock. Navy gets a field goal. That's all they get.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get a great stop down there. You get into the red zone, you come out with just a field goal, man, that's a win for the D. So that was great. And you look at the turnover battle in 2 picks, 2 fourth down turnovers. Fourth down stops a turnover. So for us, that's 4 turnovers for the defense, against 1 for us. So we win the turnover battle. And that's another key to victory. I think anytime you want to win the game, that's one of the boxes you got to check. And we were able to get that done, on Saturday.
And not too hard to put on your special teams hat. But how about Tyson Thompson? I didn't know the football language to put it, but Nate and I were talking, like the stats told it was his best return game. But going to his dynamic, how he took over for Sean about week 3-ish, like early, and how he has just really blossomed into what he's been and had just fantastic returns on the punt, which obviously is very hard to do that consistently.
Yeah, again, I'm going to fall back a little bit on what you tell each phase and what's important. And, one of the things that we talk in special teams about is this, we're in charge of real estate acquisition. And so the idea is your coverage teams want to keep our defense on a long field so that when they look around, they look back, that end zone's a long way off. We want to put the offense on a short field. And probably the greatest example of that, and we didn't come away with points at it, but a great example of it just in how a game flows. We punt the ball down to basically inside the 1 yard line, gets downed. Our defense forces a punt from the 13. We get a return back to the 50. Now the offense gets the ball at the 50. So you look at where the defense was, they had 99 yards of green behind them. Okay, they get a stop, punt the ball. Now the offense has to come out. Offense gets the ball midfield at the 50. So you saw the long field for the defense. Now you see the short field for the offense. And that's where your special teams play comes in that role. Now with Tice, if you think about this, return yards for the Rice Owls that Saturday night was 142 in return yards, and the Navy midshipmen at 0 return yards. So Tyson, especially in the punt returns, anytime your goal is always get the first down for the offense, and we were able to get more than that. And his first punt return, obviously, really a good one. But overall in the night, I think he averaged 16-6 or something, right around there. So that's a good night at the office for any punt returner. And if you look at Tyson's background, he was a very good punt returner at another level before he came here. At the FCS level, he was a good punt returner. So it's not a surprise, but he spent a year. Last year was hurt most of the year. This year was hurt for a while. Finally back healthy again. Now starting to be able to help us in that role and allow Sean Fresh to really focus on being the corner that he is. But he's Sean's also a tremendous punt gunner. And trust me, if I gave him the opportunity to return punts, he'll go back there and do that too again.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, thanks. We'll be back. We'll preview Memphis, but appreciate going to talk some defense here now.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Interim head coach Pete Alamar of our Rice Owls. Stay tuned. Coming up next, it is the great Tyson Flowers coming up here in the Monkey Bar at we are having the Rice Owls Coaches Show here at Mi Cocina. Stay with us. It's the Rice Owls Coaches Show from Learfield.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
Rice fans need a place to stay while watching your Owls play ball? Located just steps from campus is the Hilton Houston Medical Center. Visit us today at houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount. Again, that's houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount now.
North Star Pressure Washing is a full-service pressure washing company able to provide any type of exterior cleaning to your property, whether you're a small business looking to improve your appearance for your customers or you're a property owner looking to add curb appeal to your home. In addition to improving your property's appearance, our services will also protect your property from the damage mildew, algae, and other airborne contaminants can cause, thus extending the life of your home or property. Remember North Star Pressure Washing for all your pressure washing needs. Big or small, our company does it all.
Attention thrill seekers and luxury enthusiasts. Ever wondered what it's like to command the road in a Porsche? Stop wondering and start driving. Right now at Porsche River Oaks, we are inviting you to take the driver's seat and feel the power of precision engineering with our exclusive test drives. Our knowledgeable team is ready to put you behind the wheel, allowing you to unleash the true potential of a Porsche. From the all-new design 2014 Cayenne to the versatile Macan, discover the thrill of performance and luxury craftsmanship of Porsche. Schedule your test drive at Porsche River Oaks today. Exclusive benefits to students and alumni. Go Owls!
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Highlighting the Owls on the gridiron. Welcome back to the Rice Owls Coaches Show.
Yes. I did not mention this in my opening spiel, but we're also on the Rice Owls YouTube and X pages in the same audio channels, riceowls.com, Varsity Network app, and the Rice Owls Gameday app as well. Stay tuned here in just a smidge. We'll have another Owls safety, Peyton Stevenson, on, but joined now by number 31 on your Rice Owls roster, Tyson Flowers. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Yeah, outstanding. Thanks for coming on out. Why did you pick number 31? That just occurred to me. I don't know that reason. What was the...
that's the number Chris and Coach Bloom gave me when I got here.
Okay.
I haven't really thought to change it. So.
Okay. No special inspiration or childhood favorite player, nothing?
No, sir.
Okay.
I just got here and looked up and it said Tyson Flowers 31 above my locker, and I just let it be that. So.
You said, yes, sir, where do I go? Let me play, right?
Exactly.
The interception you had early on really set the tone. You're known for your ball hawking, obviously, and your position leans to it, but you're very athletic. So what did you see on that play, and how big was that to turn them over to give you all the ball? And then after the long delay, obviously you punch it in. But how big was that play, you think, and what set it up?
Well, first of all, I think what's kind of interesting to me is that, before every game we have our pregame chapel, and this week a guy named Chris came and spoke to us, and he had a whole message lined up for us. And like the title of his message was all about vision, right? And so he goes in and he talks about Matthew 14, where, Jesus walks on the water, and, Peter ends up walking on the water as well. And kind of one of the messages that Chris was trying to tell us was that, when you're focusing on God, your focus is on Jesus, then, he can do wonderful, wonderful things in your life. And, you see when Peter looks away from God, that's when he starts to drown and starts to struggle. And so, first of all, that was just like a great encouragement for me in my faith. But I thought it was just such a God thing that's the message Chris had for us in the same week, like that message being all about vision, right? And that same week is this Navy week where Coach Smith is yelling at us all week at practice about our having eye discipline, right? And Coach Alamar talked about it as well, just eye discipline. And so, going back to that play, I'm keying the guy that's on the ball, and he's running vertical, and, I'm just backpedaling. And I think another thing that goes into that is, knowing how Gabe likes to play, knowing how Dave Young, knowing how Peyton, and play, and all those guys, understanding how we want to play. And going back to last year when I got to start a couple games, and all throughout the winter playing with Gabe, all spring ball playing with Gabe, watching film with Gabe, and all throughout the summer and fall camp, just understanding how he likes to play and how all the other guys like to play, right? It gives me confidence to know, all right, when I'm getting this switch verticals concept, I know Gabe's going to be in the middle for me. He's going to help me. So, as I'm getting this poster out, I'm kind of midpointing it, right, knowing that Gabe's got my back in the middle. And, I just got my eyes to the quarterback and was lucky to make a play. And, I'm just grateful that the ball came my way and I didn't screw it up too bad. But I think it's great that, even last year when I got my first turnover against USF, when I forced the fumble, the next play, we threw a bomb to Dean, and he was able to go score that. And so it's this thing that, we have going on, like, hey, I'm going to go get a turnover as long as you punch it in. That's something I talk about with Dean all the time. So it was cool to see him go punch it in, and we were able to start fast, and that was encouraging.
Thank you for sharing all that. The Lord does work in mysterious ways, does he not, right? Your dad was a big deal at Arkansas. You played for him in high school in Fort Worth. What was that dynamic like? Because I was looking up some old articles, trying to get some other intel, like if there's a little nugget. And I knew he was a big deal, but he's always been dad to you. So what type of inspiration and dual role is that? Because he's also the coach, and I'm sure kind of yelling at you in a nice way every now and then too, right?
Yeah, he's out of coaching now, but he coached my whole childhood, my whole life, and I think in a way he'll always be a coach. I'm always sending him clips or trying to watch some film with him to just see what he thinks, and he's always got stuff to coach me up on. And I think the first thing he said to me after the game was, I can't let up the deep ball down our sideline that they ended up catching. So he'll always be a coach. And in high school, it was my first few years. It was rough because, I felt that I was, ready to play and, ready to be a guy on the team. And he didn't want to be I don't know how to say it. He didn't want to play daddy ball or whatever it was. And, my kid's starting and my kid's playing. So I kind of got the rough end of that. To the point to where some of the assistant coaches were like, hey, we need to get Tyson in the game. And so that's kind of how that dynamic was. But definitely as I got older and into my junior and senior years, once I earned his trust a little bit more, it was a cool dynamic to be able to win games on the sideline with him for sure.
Did you always play defense or both ways like a lot of guys do at the smaller level, or had a preference or what?
Well, yeah, so he was coaching at a smaller private school. He got that job right when I was about getting into high school. And that school was very small. And so I've always played both ways growing up, as I'm sure, a lot of people do. And I just like playing football. So if I can be on the field the whole time, I will. And so I played both ways all the way through. And he was, he was definitely an encouragement of pushing me to, spend more time focusing on a little bit more on defense, just because of his history playing safety as well.
Yeah, and talk about this defense this season. What y'all have been so consistent, and what the I don't know, say secret sauce because we don't want to give anything away, but I mean just been so consistent and steady, and with like most people know in this room, but maybe not outside, so many guys, including you, playing at different roles. How has that been able to be so consistent and dominant in some phases too?
That's a good question. I think Coach Smith has a great defense, and I think the positions that he puts us in allows us to make plays, and I think something that we've all started to understand these past couple weeks, and we've started to grow in, is our trust in each other, right? Like, I don't have to be Superman. That's something that Coach Alamar talked about before the game. There's not a red cape in your locker, right? And so I think all of us have just been starting to understand that, like, dude, Michael Daly is a player. Charlie Lewis is a player. Josh Piercy's a player. Ty Morris, Alway, they're all great. Like, I don't have to try to overcompensate and make a play in the box. Sean Fresh and Max are awesome players. Like, I don't have to try to do too much or cover for them. If I just do my job and focus on doing my job, then I know those other guys can do their job as well. And so our ability to just focus on doing our job, I think allows us to have success and shows that, the defense works.
Mm-hmm. And your mom played in the WNBA. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Right. So who's the better athlete, mom or dad?
You're going to get me in trouble.
You know what you got to say. You gotta.
I'm going to go with mom. Mom was pretty great.
Smart answer. Dad would want you to say that too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Did you play other sports? Being such a small school, I imagine you had your taste of hoops and baseball and lacrosse and tiddlywinks and all that. What did you do?
Just about everything. I learned very quickly that baseball was not for me. I can tell you that right now. I tried it again in middle school, and baseball wasn't for me. But my whole life I did play basketball. I played basketball in high school with my little brother too. He plays at Ouachita Baptist now. Okay. He's a freshman there. And so, yeah, I did that. I ran track all my years. But, yeah.
What are you studying, and what do you want to do after football?
Well, God willing, I would like to play in the NFL for as long as, God would allow me to play. And but I'm studying psychology. I think, sports psychology and, like, the question of, what makes Kobe, or, like, what separates the very elite, the top of the top from the other guys, like, and how they think and how they act. And what they do. That's interesting to me, mainly because of, if I can do a fraction of what Michael Jordan or Kobe did, then, I think I could have a pretty successful career. So that's kind of, the area I'm studying in school. But I'd like to play football as long as I can.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Peyton coming up. You were telling me during the break he got that big sack, and you were kind of wanting to maybe get that stat in your column, right? No.
Well, so Peyton and I both play similar positions. He knows the whole defense, and so he comes up to me before the play, and he's like, "Do you want the blitz?" And I haven't been too successful on my blitzes this year, so I was like, "Nah, Peyton, you got it. I haven't gotten anything this year." And sure enough, he goes and makes a heck of a play, getting the ball out. Or almost getting the ball out, but yeah. So he's a super smart guy. I'm glad to be on the field with him.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming on out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
Yeah, God bless. Tyson Flowers of our Rice Owls. Stay tuned. Coming up, speaking of, we have Peyton Stevenson coming up here. It is the Rice Owls Coaches Show live here at Mi Cocina from Learfield.
At Shoppers, we get all kinds of John Deere tractor questions, like what horsepower tractor do I need? Do I need a 4-wheel or 2-wheel drive? What kind of attachments do I need for my John Deere tractor? The Shoppers tractor experts have the answers to all those questions, or you can go online and create your own John Deere tractor with our Build It, Price It, Own It tool. It will give you costs along with finance options. You can see all our specials by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. Shoppers, your John Deere tractor experts and proud sponsor of Rice Owl Athletics.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The parking spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Whether running a marathon or walking your dog, every movement matters. But when you're in pain, simple activities can feel unbearable. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our specialists can help you heal faster using the latest technology, minimally invasive procedures, and advanced physical therapy. As the top-ranked hospital in Texas, we have the expertise to keep you moving and help you get back to doing the things you love. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
At True Anomaly Brewing, our greatest achievement lives in knowing that everything we've learned is yours to enjoy. While it may not be rocket science, we brew with the same detail and dedication learned while running mission operations for NASA. Taking risks is part of DNA. We don't take them just to say we did, we take them because of the result. Bold brews we're proud to share with fellow adventure seekers. True Anomaly Brewing, beer for the explorers.
This is the Rice Owls Coaches Show, live at Mi Cocina. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Appreciate you all for tuning in tonight, and all of our Rice folks for coming on out. We have another really good crowd out here at Mi Cocina in Houston, the one Mi Cocina in town, and we've got some Rice Owls chit-chat here. We have defensive coordinator Brian Smith coming up, but joined now, man to my left, is Peyton Stevenson of our Owls. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Yeah, you're an old veteran of these.
Yeah, I'm getting up there.
Yeah, yeah. I was scanning the bio again. Redshirt junior, but with COVID, I guess, mixed. You came in right after COVID, so you got the regular clock in there, but starting where Tyson left off, I liked that play for obvious reasons, you making the play, but just everything you've been through. So give us your perspective of the play he described, and I have a follow-up after that.
I asked him even before the game started, like when we were going through walkthroughs, I was like, hey, like if you want this blitz, like you can get it. I asked him like 3 times, and he said he didn't want it. So Coach Smith gave me the opportunity to go make the play. And, when we got in the huddle, we had the timeout before. He called the play. He looked at me. He said, "Don't miss the layups." And I was like, "Okay, I'm finna go dunk it." So I appreciate him giving me the opportunity, having that trust in me, and just letting me go play free and being able to go make a big play for my team, being able to put us in a position to get a win. So, yeah.
And by our research, first career sack, right?
Yes, sir.
At least at Rice. What did that mean? Because I remember different location down the road. You were candid with us at first when you made that position switch. it was a lot to adjust to, right?
Yeah.
I forget I didn't want to misquote you, but what did it mean to have such a big play at a big time after going through all that stuff you went through?
Yeah, just a culmination of, again, like I said, trust, being able to earn Coach Smith's trust, being able to earn my teammates' trust, and really just being able to help my team whatever way I can, whatever role I'm given. I'm always grateful for it. So whenever I can get on the field and make a play, I'm always happy to go do that.
What's been the key for the defense and your role, obviously, in that this season to be so steady? Like y'all come every game with the same intensity, and you're so consistent out there.
Yeah, I think it really starts with our coaching staff. They just instill so much pride in us. Like, we take pride in playing defense. We take pride in like standing our ground, and the coaches do a really good job of making sure that we understand that we can be one of the best defenses in the nation. They hold us accountable to that, and even in practice, like with the scout guys, like we're not trying to give them anything. So it's just a trickle down effect, and like I said, starting from the top all the way down, we just take a lot of pride in playing defense.
Yeah. This is a question I'd usually ask a coach, but with so many different safeties you have and the way y'all play your defense, a guy like Davion Hook, I call his name a lot. What's it like playing with him, and what does he do that's so special, unique?
The thing I like about D Hook, he's really fast, he's really agile, and he can cover a lot of ground. So usually we can be on different sides. Sometimes we play the same position, but kind of like Tyson was saying, like, I can look over to D Hook. If I'm on the other half, I can say, like, look, if I get this, like, you got me. He'll be like, yeah, I got you. So being able to communicate and knowing, like I said, just trusting everybody that's in the safety room. We're so deep, and we've been through a lot together, and I really like the progression we're making and where we're going as a safety room, as a defense as a whole. But, yeah, just being able to trust everybody that you're on the field with.
And Gabe Taylor was going to come, but he had class, I guess. You Rice guys, you always have that good crutch, but y'all are smart folks. What's Gabe do that changes dynamics, and is he really the best baller on the team? Because that's the word I get, but I'd like to hear from your perspective.
I'll give it to him. Gabe's a playmaker. He's a ball magnet. Like, he knows how to find the football. He knows how to create turnovers. He knows how to punch the ball out. And then just spreading that knowledge with everybody else. Like, he was a big part in me learning the scheme, learning the defense and things like that. But, yeah, Gabe's always around the ball. He'll tell you about his high school stats, like all the interceptions and pick sixes he had. But that's a great asset to have on your team, somebody who can go make plays and get the ball back to our offense. So yeah, he's been doing a great job at that this season.
So you've got a fascinating bio in here, but also the thing that jumps out is still a computer science major, but you told me you added sport analytics.
Yes, sir.
So first off, computer science, where are you in that? You close to graduating? Or?
Yes, sir. 2 more semesters of that. Okay. So it's kind of broken down. This fall I'm taking all sport analytics classes. In the spring it'll be all comp sci. Next fall it'll be sport analytics, and then next spring it'll be all comp sci, and then finish with 2 degrees, hopefully. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So double major.
Yes, sir.
Goodness. What do you want to do with that?
Hopefully I can get into data analytics. I've also been looking into just like business strategy. So hopefully I'll have some options when I get out. But just really always been in love with football. So if I can have opportunity to combine like my intelligence with my love for the game, I would love to do that. Because like we know, like, football playing career doesn't last forever. So if I can still have a way to help a team win, like, I would love to do that. I'm very competitive. So
what inspired you to be computer science?
My dad got me into computers. He works in IT. He works at the University of West Alabama, and he really got me into tech and stuff like that. But he would also be up in the booth at the football games, like writing down the stats and stuff. So I got exposed to a lot of that stuff at a young age too. So he definitely had a big influence in pretty much all of my interests. So.
Yeah. You also told me he's a mean barbecue cook. What's his specialty? You going ribs? You going sausage? Or
I'll say his ribs. His chicken is good too. He's working on his brisket. He's always gonna downplay his food, but you can ask anybody in our family. He's definitely the best cook.
But now you've been in Texas so long, you have to speak the truth to your family and love. You know, you have to say, over here, we've got the best brisket, right? Or are you still on the Alabama side? Okay, yeah.
Give it to my dad.
Got to stick with your dad.
Yeah.
Tell us the keys the rest of the season. 3 big games coming up, just team-wide or defense, however you want to take the ball and run with it, so to speak. What do you all have to do to finish this season strong?
Kind of like you said, just finish. We've done a good job of starting strong. We just got to finish strong too. I think we're a very resilient team. We've been through a lot of adversity through the past week, like this whole season, and all the guys who've been here. Like, we've been through a lot of stuff together, but we're a team of fighters, and we still have a lot of goals that we can still achieve. So we're gonna keep fighting.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for what you've done. It's a really cool story, and thanks for coming on out. But and I guess you're going back home, right? So to speak, yeah.
In a couple of weeks.
How many tickets? You fighting guys to get you some tickets?
My mom's gonna send me the list a little later this week. So yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be making some calls, trying to get some tickets. Yeah.
Worry about that then. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Peyton Stevenson of our Rice House. Stay tuned. Coming up next, DC Brian Smith coming up here. It's the Rice House Coaches Show from Mi Cocina from Learfield.
Owl fans know where to stay when they come to Houston. Courtyard by Marriott, Rice University is the preferred choice, whether cheering on Coach Bloomgren and the team or kicking off their Rice experience during O Week. Just minutes from Rice Village and only 3 miles to campus, we provide the right mix of convenience and accessibility. When you're hungry, stop by the bistro for either breakfast or evening options. Cheer for the Owls by raising a glass in the lounge and unwind with your favorite beverage. Call 713-661-5669 to make a reservation, and be sure to ask for the Rice University rate. We look forward to welcoming you.
You ready for the big game? Fuel up for game day at Salad and Go. Whether you're tailgating, playing in the game, or cheering from home, make sure you've got your game day greens. From fresh salads to hearty wraps and refreshing drinks, Salad and Go has what you need to fill up and feel great. Score big with game day greens from Salad and Go. It's just what you need to win the day. Find a drive-thru near you at saladandgo.com or order online at saladandgo.com.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls Trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Rice fans need a place to stay while watching your Owls play ball? Located just steps from campus is the Hilton Houston Medical Center. Visit us today at houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount. Again, that's houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount now.
You're listening to the latest on Owls football. Now, let's go back inside Mi Cocina.
We are back here at Mi Cocina, joined by defensive coordinator Brian Smith of our Rice House. Stay tuned in just a bit. Coach Alamar will preview those Memphis Tigers and Coach Silverfield. Like I asked Coach, and you're the guy that would know a lot about it too. What's been against Navy? What was the big key? You held them, great offensive team, averaging in the mid-40s, and you held them to season lows in 3 big categories. What was the big key in that one?
I think Coach talked about it already. Eye discipline. Guys had to be focused on, just doing their job and not trying to do too much. You play an option team like that, and there's a lot of eye candy, window dressing. But I thought the guys had a great week of preparation, the coach and staff. Really did a good job keeping those guys focused with all the, everything going on. I thought it was one of our best weeks of preparation. Having played Army earlier in the year, I think that helped prepare us for Navy because there's some similarities in the styles of offense. But the guys just really had a great week of preparation. They stayed focused on the task at hand. Coach Alamar did a great job, driving that message home. The beat Navy message, and guys came in with a great attitude every day. And anytime we can prepare the way we did, go out there, stay focused, and play with eye discipline, we're talented enough to play great defense against anybody. So really proud of the effort that we got from those guys.
So many people ask me, like before games, we'll talk to other folks, hey, what's this, what's that? And talking about your defense, I say, well, there's not one stud, but there's this, and there's just so many guys that contribute. And that hasn't always been the case. What has developed and what's special about this year's team that it's really, I mean, everybody's pulling the rope the same here?
Yeah, well, it's definitely the most talented team that we've had, from top to bottom since I've been here, 7 years. So we got talent at every position, the depth going into the year. I felt like this was the deepest group we've had. We had some injuries, but that says a lot about the guys, that stepped up, for those injured guys. So the talent, obviously it all starts with talent, but just the trust, togetherness. Tyson talked about it, having played with each other for years, on the back end, the D-line. We did off-season work the last couple years, getting to know each other better. I think all that translates onto the field when you have trust in your teammates that the guy next to you is going to go out and do his job. You don't have to do too much, and you can just go out and play and focus on your responsibility. Anytime you get a talented group of guys that can make the routine plays routinely and do the little things right, you have a chance to be successful.
And since you oversee the safeties, too, and they're here tonight, tell us a little bit more about them and Gabe and obviously Tyson and Peyton. But with injuries, guys have moved around in different spots, and I know they're probably cross-trained, if that's a term, playing different spots, but to be able to succeed like that is something else, too. How have y'all been able to do that?
Well, I tell you, this group, they're not only talented football players, they're great young men. As you can see, just talking to Peyton and Tyson, I mean, they're the kind of guys that you want your daughter to marry. Just smart, hardworking. They go about their business the right way. Just great people, great human beings, and just really proud of the group. They come into work every day. They work hard. They do everything you ask. And they're so smart. Never been around a group of safeties this smart, just in general. I've coached in the NFL a long time, coached at some other places. But I tell them things, and they're like coaches now. I've been here long enough. They can go in and tell you what each guy in the secondary is supposed to do. And, anytime you got a group of guys that's this smart, I mean, they could all be great coaches in their own right if they ever, decide to get into this profession. But they're going to go on to be successful at whatever they do. And some of them, will have careers, at the next level. But, just a great group of guys. Anytime you get a good group of people that are also talented and work hard, it's a joy to come to work every day.
Was it always a slam dunk that you'd get into coaching? When did that click? I'm sure I've asked you this before, that you knew you would get into coaching or get back into coaching, I guess, too.
Yeah, no, I didn't think I was going to coach. When I was their age, I thought I was going to play in the NFL. I wanted to play in the NFL for 10 years. That was always my dream and goal. I used to pray at night, I want to, be in the NFL for 10 years. So didn't play for 10 years, coach for 9. So we'll see if I can get another year of coaching in down the line someday. But, really, it's a good group of guys. I love these guys. And I didn't set out to get into coaching right away. I went and worked as an accountant for 2 years and just missed the game of football, missed being around, the camaraderie of the locker room. Miss game days, looking forward to the weekend, playing a game, and just didn't get that in the working world. I was an auditor and just was always excited. If I could do anything, if I could work for free, what would I do? And kept coming back to football. So gave it a try, loved it, fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since. So, it's couldn't see myself doing anything else now. It's been 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time.
Tell us a little about Memphis. Hennigan obviously jumps off their tape, the all-time leading passer for Memphis, and he's broken a lot of records. What does he do, and what is challenging preparing for their offense?
Yeah, I mean, he's very experienced. He's played a lot of ball, thrown for a lot of yards. He does a good job going through his reads and his progression. So, we got to play the whole field, defend the whole field. He'll extend plays and throw check downs, throw the ball down the field. We got to do a great job. We call it plastering in coverage, staying in coverage, because he'll remain a passer back there. So it's just a different challenge than we faced in the last couple of weeks. We've been seeing more running quarterbacks. So he presents a different problem, with his arm. So it'll be a great challenge for us. We've already had a good day of preparation today. So we're looking forward to it. And they also got a great running back. He's one of the leading rushers in the conference. And so we got to stop the run as usual. That'll be a focus, stopping the run and, limiting those explosive plays down the field.
Thanks for the time. Always learn something, and I need to bring my taxes to you next time. You still charge, or you can set up a side? You're busy enough coaching. No,
I don't know if you want me doing your taxes.
Better
right
than
now,
me doing them. Do some program, at least have some Rice affiliated guy. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you so much.
Right.
Brian Smith of our Rice Owls DC. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll wrap up the show and talk more about those Memphis Tigers. It is the Rice Coaches Show from Learfield. Mi Cocina.
Behind every door at Houston Methodist, you know what to expect. Expertise. Whether it's life-saving brain surgery, your 3D mammogram that catches breast cancer sooner, or orthopedic specialists helping you feel stronger than ever. With hundreds of doors across Houston, you can get expert care everywhere.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
North Star Pressure Washing is a full-service pressure washing company able to provide any type of exterior cleaning to your property, whether you're a small business looking to improve your appearance for your customers or you're a property owner looking to add curb appeal to your home. In addition to improving your property's appearance, our services will also protect your property from the damage mildew, algae, and other airborne contaminants can cause, thus extending the life of your home or property. Remember North Star Pressure Washing for all your pressure washing needs. Big or small, our company does it all.
Attention thrill seekers and luxury enthusiasts. Ever wondered what it's like to command the road in a Porsche? Stop wondering and start driving. Right now at Porsche River Oaks, we are inviting you to take the driver's seat and feel the power of precision engineering with our exclusive test drives. Our knowledgeable team is ready to put you behind the wheel, allowing you to unleash the true potential of a Porsche. From the all-new designed 2014 Cayenne to the versatile Macan, discover the thrill of performance and luxury craftsmanship of Porsche. Schedule your test drive at Porsche River Oaks today. Exclusive benefits to students and alumni. Go Owls!
At True Anomaly Brewing, our greatest achievement lives in knowing that everything we've learned is yours to enjoy. While it may not be rocket science, we brew with the same detail and dedication learned while running mission operations for NASA. Taking risks is part of our DNA. We don't take them just to say we did, we take them because of the result. Bold brews we're proud to share with fellow adventure seekers. True Anomaly Brewing, beer for the explorers.
Highlighting the Owls on the gridiron. Welcome back to the Rice Owls Coaches Show.
So I guess they want me to talk here. Thanking Tyson Flowers for coming on, and thanks to Peyton Stevenson for also coming out here at Mi Cocina. No show next week because of the off week. Y'all could come. I always say, you could come, but I won't be here probably. I won't be here. All right, got some basketball, I think, the next night. I'll be prepping for Rice women in action. Rice men have their season opener. The Rob Lanier era gets underway tomorrow night, and I'll have that call. Joined again by Coach Alamar. You play any basketball in your day? Any other sports?
Well, I was about 11.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then
sticking with.
No, I played baseball.
Okay,
through high
that's
school.
right.
A little baseball. Coached a little baseball. Coached women's softball in one of my stops.
Wow.
Was an assistant softball coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about Memphis. What jumps out with Coach Silverfield's team? Obviously, they had the close setback against UTSA. It seems like they can play the high-scoring games. They can play the games in the mud, and they just seem to adjust to styles pretty well. What jumps out about them?
Oh, man, so much. I think you talked about their offense a little bit. You've got a quarterback who's a fourth-year senior who's broken records of, you look at the history of Memphis quarterbacks, whether it's Paxton Lynch, Brady White, guys that have thrown for a lot of yards, and he's eclipsed those guys. And, is on about every watch list there is in college football, and rightfully so. Coach Smith mentioned their tailback. You got a guy there that's got, what I want to say, 1,073 total yards on offense. He's rushed for 800 plus, caught 200 plus. So you got some really special players, and if you're doing all that, then you got to be good up front too. And a very talented wide receiver group, and then you flip the page and look at the defense, and you've got some guys like Chandler Martin, who's 73 tackles I think right now, and has been a big mainstay for them. Greg Rubin, another guy that's just done great things, and so you've got a fast, physical defense. This is a team. Coach Silverfield's put together a great team. He's got a great staff. Obviously, this is a team that's had tremendous success. You look at their success over the years, and they're one of those programs that you look to and say, these guys do it right.
Styles offensively, they're going to spread it out, or some in between the tackles, or multiple like most teams?
I think when you look at these guys, and I haven't looked at a ton of film of them on offense. I've looked at it a little bit really quick, had a chance to watch a little bit of their stuff, but in talking with our guys, I think Brian alluded to this. We've been with a playing. You're coming off a team that was, the quarterback was a big focus for their team, the Navy, but was much more the running part of it. Could throw the ball well and spook you that way too, but he was a great running quarterback. And here you've got a team that obviously knows how to run the football. And then you've also got a quarterback that wants to throw the football. Can he get out of it? And extend a play? Absolutely. But I think Coach Smith alluded to this too, right? This is a guy that wants to extend the play to be able to get the ball down the field to his wideouts, to his running backs, to the other part of his offense. So, great challenge for us. I told some of the defensive guys today, eye discipline doesn't stop just with Navy. That was a big part of it, but we've got to have great eye discipline this week too, with all the different things that they can bring at you offensively. So it'll be a great challenge for our defense. I think our defense, I think if you get anything from our guys tonight in this, that this is a group that really believes in each other. There's a great level of trust. There's a high accountability factor. So looking forward to just seeing our guys do their thing.
Hey, thanks for doing this. I know being an interim coach, I can only imagine everything on your plate now, and then knucklehead like me coming out talking like this. It's not the easiest thing to throw on, but I really appreciate you and for doing this.
Thank
you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, and hope everybody turns into the deuce, man. We're going to be on again this week, so check us out on Friday night.
Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, Friday night, 8 o'clock on that deuce, and we'll have the audio side of things. Varsity Network app, Rice Owls Gameday app, and riceowls.com. Walter will be there. Thanks to him tonight. To League back at the studio. Thanks to our safeties, and thanks to Brian Smith and, of course, Pete Alamar. I'm J.P. Heath. Have a great night. God bless. Go Owls. Rice fight. We'll talk to you from the Bluff City in Memphis Friday night. This has been the Rice Coaches Show from Learfield.